Depends on the beat, bitch.
What's good, people? It's your boy Uncle Fred back in the house, back in the saddle. It's Saturday. You know what time it is. I got my main man TK right here. I had to go get him out of witness protection. I got him back. I paid the ransom and I got him. And they can't get him again because I got him. I'm gonna make sure they can't get him, man. So TK, how you doing? You good?
Doing pretty good, man. Let's go ahead and get right into it, man. Yep.
Get into it, man. Get into it. Just for record keeping sake, where I think we went, I think 9-4. You went 8-4, 8-5. You went 9-4 previous week, and I think I went 9-5 last week. So not too bad, man. We are doing too bad with these picks, man. So we got a new slate of games for tomorrow. Let's go ahead and get into them, man. So the NFL and its international flavor thing is, they've done the thing in London and Ireland, so now they're taking their talents to Munich, Germany. So we got a game tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. You got the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Colts coming off a loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think the Falcons were on a bye. Falcons is one of them teams I don't know, because it seems like they could lose to any team and they can beat any team. They beat Buffalo, but they've lost to Carolina. Now we think Carolina might be better than they were at the beginning of the season, but you can't lose 30-0 to them. So I don't know. They're kind of Jekyll and Hyde-ish sort of. But I'm going to pick the Colts in this game. But I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if the Falcons found a way to win this. And that would be so Atlanta Falcon of them to win a game like this, whatever. And I know the Colts want to be trying to get back, after losing to the Steelers, to get back in the win column, especially after acquiring Sauce Gardner at the trade deadline. I think they're putting all their chips in the middle of the table. But I'm going to take the Colts in this game.
I'm going the other way. I'll take the Falcons. It's a neutral site, so you can go ahead.
Yeah, okay. We fighting. Okay. Okay. Were you done? I didn't want to talk over you. You done? Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, man, I'm not mad at anybody picking the Falcons because the Falcons, when they decide to play, they can beat anybody, right? So, I ain't mad at that pick. It's just a matter of what team decides to show up. But I'm gonna take the Colts because I think they got bigger fish to fry. I think they want to establish themselves as one of the right there. I think they're the top team in the AFC in terms of their records. I think they want to keep that going. So, but we're splitting, we're fighting on that one. So cool, man. It's all cool when we fight, ain't it? All right, man. All right, now back to the mainland. Let's get back to stateside. All right, our first 12 o'clock game that we're gonna pick is the Cleveland Browns traveling to New York to MetLife to take on the New York Jets. New York Jets are obviously in a fire sale mode. Um, I'm taking the Browns on this one because I feel like the Browns, even though they've not got a great record, I think they're 2-5. Um, but they play strong pretty much in every game, and their defense is strong. They've made some good draft picks, and they've got a lot to look forward to as the seasons go on and whatnot. And I know they feel like one or two draft picks away, and we're right there, So Jets, I don't know. I think they've hit the reset button. So I'm going to go with the Browns in this particular game because I just think that the Browns look at the season differently than the Jets. The Jets can't wait to get this season over with. What say you, TK?
I'm going Cleveland here as well. So not too much on the Jets, and Cleveland looks probably future. It's kind of where they're headed. So I say they get a win here.
Yeah, I say the same thing, man. I say the same thing. And there was a reason why Cleveland didn't try to sell none of their assets at the trade deadline. They really think like they got something going right now, and kudos to them, man. But we both got the Browns in this game. All right, man. Third game here that we got. Second game of our noonday slate. You got the Jacksonville Jaguars, traveling to Houston to take on the Houston Texans in an AFC South matchup. This is an interesting game right here because a lot of people have razzed me and say, hey, you a Texans fan. No, I'm a Cowboys fan, but I kind of have liked what the Texans were doing, but they have not played this season well, and they, offensively they have not been able to move the balls. C.J. Stroud is not playing as well as they would have thought, and then wide receiver 1, 2 not been able to been there, and Joe Mixon not being there has hurt them offensively. Jacksonville, I mean, they're interesting too because they played the Raiders tough, but they beat the Chiefs. I don't know. I'm going to take the Jaguars. They're favored by a point now. I'm taking the Texans. I'm sorry. I'm taking the Texans in this game at home to kind of get themselves right. And I feel like I'm going to have some pushback here. What say you, TK?
Yeah, I'm sure going the other way. I'll take Jacksonville. It's kind of a toss-up game for me personally, so I'll go ahead and clash with you on this one as well.
That's fine. It's all right. It's fun when we clash. That's all right. We can't be kumbaya every daggum Saturday, man. But this game almost is kind of a toss-up, to be perfectly honest with you. But it could go either way. He's got the Jags. I got the Texans. Let's see what happens. We're gonna fight it out and we'll see the best man win. All right. Jacksonville's favored by a point and a half. Moving on. Bills at the Dolphins. Hey, what can you say? I got the Bills. Dolphins are train wreck. So Bills trying to exert themselves. I got Bills. What you say? Fight me on this one?
Bills all day. Absolutely not. Bills all day.
I was wondering. I said, he must be one of them likes to fight dudes. I just want to fight just because it's Tuesday. So he can't be wanting to fight me on this one. But no, we both got the Bills in this one. Buffalo at the Dolphins. The Bills are favored by 9.5. Ouch. That's tough to be 10-point dog in home. That tells you something right there. But we both got the Bills in this game. All right. I got 5 stars by this game. I got the New England Patriots flying down to Tampa, Florida to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The New England Patriots are 7-2, having won, I believe, 7 games in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Taking on the Bucs. I think the Bucs are 6-2. Bucs got a lot of injuries on their hands. Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. Ibuka is playing, but he's hampered by a hamstring. Bucky Irvin is out. One of the offensive linemen is out. We know Baker Mayfield is always hurt, but he plays. On the Patriots side, I know that Ramondre Stevenson is out, as well as Kenyon Butte is out, one of their promising wide receivers. I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this game. They're playing at home. They had a week off to prepare. Young quarterback playing Todd Bowles, one of the better defensive minds in the game. Although I do think that probably the Patriots are probably playing better right now, I'm taking the Bucs. I kind of feel like I need to get my dukes up on this
one. Absolutely, because I'm going the other way. I got the Patriots. I like them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wasn't much of a believer initially early in the season, but they've grown on me. I've had a chance to watch them multiple weeks and see their momentum that they're building up culturally. I like it. So Patriots.
Don't get it twisted. I have picked the Patriots pretty much in every game they played this year. Okay. They won 7 in a row. You ain't gonna win 15 in a row. So they ain't gonna lose one here or there. And I think they're ripe to be beaten this week. That's why I picked them. But that's why I think this is a marquee game of the week. One of them anyway. And that's why I had 5 stars by them. I think it'd be it would have been a better game had Tampa Bay had a more their collection of stars in the game. But I still think they'll be able to win it. But Tampa Bay is favored by 2.5. We're splitting on this one. So, all right. Another game, I got 2 stars. I think it's an interesting game. You got the Giants traveling to Soldier Field to take on the Bears. The Giants, we know, with Jackson Dart, and an array of cast of characters. I think his center, John Michael Schmidt, I think is out for this game. I mean, what else is new? Because we know Cam Scatterboo and Malik Neighbors are both out too. So the Giants. A lot of people will look at the Giants like, dang, what if? What if they could have kept some of their star, young star players together this year? What their fate might have been, what have you. But they're taking on the Bears. Ben Johnson's got the Bears, playing a lot better than a lot of people thought they were going to be playing. They are 5-3, I do believe, and they won a shootout last week against the Bengals, scoring 47 points. And I got the Bears winning this one. Yeah. I'm done. I'm done cooking. I'm gonna drink my coffee now.
Are you ready for my? Okay. Yeah. All right. You on that one? I got the Bears.
Yeah, we together on that one. We kumbaya. We singing kumbaya. We together on that one. All right, we both taking the Bears on that one. Bears are playing some good football right now, wouldn't you say, TK?
Yeah, I like what they got going on. Very entertaining last week.
Yeah, I would say so.
Together offensively.
Yeah. That Colston Loveland is nice, man. He's a good tight end, man. He's game winning touchdown, like a 57-yard touchdown or something like that. To win it, whatever. But anyway, we both got the Bears in that one. Kumbaya, we singing and holding hands. We all together. Yeah, okay. Not too much longer though. All right. We got next game at the 12 o'clock hour. We got the Baltimore Ravens, the resurgent Baltimore Ravens, taking on the surprising Minnesota Vikings. I say surprising because the Vikings, one of the games I lost last week, even though nobody had the Vikings beating the Lions at Ford Field. If you tell me you did, you're lying because you didn't. Nobody had them beating them in Ford Field. Okay. But they were able to go in there and beat them. I think it was like 24-17. So they got JJ McCarthy kind of playing some good football. They've the Carson Wentz experiment has been, done away with, and he's young, kind of can move around. They got the offense tailor made for him, a little bit. Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison is still out there, and there was a what's the running back's name? I think this was his first game back from being on IR. Aaron Jones, so they're going to be a hard out for some teams as the season goes on. But the Baltimore Ravens, I think, need this game because I think they got sights. They had a pretty tough start. I think they were 1-5 to start. I think they've won 2 in a row, and I think they keep it going this week. Lamar's back, and I think he just gets better and better as the week goes on, and some of the defensive guys get back off of being injured. I think Baltimore is going to be a player when this thing is said and done. Here, I got Baltimore.
Oh yeah, Baltimore all day for me as well. Action Jackson is back, so I'm expecting from the Ravens as the season goes on.
I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking, like I said, as soon as some of their defensive players come back, Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith, them guys like that, and Humphrey, Marlon Humphrey, them guys get back, man. That and like you said earlier, they got to start playing defense. They've got the requisite talent to play defense. It's just a matter of whether they'll do it or not. And I think if they decide to play defense, they can be one of the better defenses in the league. And of course, Action Jackson is Action Jackson. We both got Baltimore here, so no fight here. All right, moving on. We got. I think this is the last of the 12 o'clock games. We got the New Orleans Saints traveling to Carolina to take on the Carolina Panthers. Saints, kind of free falling. I think they're looking to next year. They're thinking of stacking picks. Carolina is a surprise team, 5-4. I think they feel like, man, some things bounce their way. They might make the playoffs. I got the Panthers all day in this game, and I think the Saints are looking for the exit. I got the Panthers.
I got the Panthers too.
Okay. All right. All right, so now we move to 305. We got the 305 afternoon game, the first of the afternoon games. You got the and this is going to be an interesting game. I got 2 stars by this game. And what I mean by when I have a 2-star, that means I think the game is interesting. I don't know if it's like a matchup of 2 great teams, but I think the matchup is interesting. That's that's kind of the way I rate them. And 3 stars means I think it's 2 pretty good teams. 4 stars, 2 playoff teams. And 5-star means it's 2 teams that could find themselves, maybe in the Super Bowl, maybe if they're in the opposite conference. That's kind of how I rate them. So a 2-star game means it's an interesting matchup. So we got the Arizona Cardinals coming off of you call it the upset of my Cowboys on Monday night. Taking on the Seattle Seahawks. And the Seattle Seahawks, made a move at the trade deadline, getting Rashad Shaheed from the Saints, who we just talked about, and bolstering their wide receiver room, which is, it can be stacked up against any of them in the league. Sam Darnold's playing MVP football. Defense is very, Mike McDonald's got that defense playing very well. They got like great players at all 3 levels. I got the Seahawks, but the Cardinals are not a bad football team, especially defensively. Now I don't know what they're doing offensively because they're doing something. You got Bichette and Kyler Murray's apparently falling out of favor with them. Whatever. Harrison had a decent game against the Cowboys last week, scored a touchdown. They're gonna do some stuff in this game, but ultimately, the Seahawks, I think, have way more talent. So I'm gonna take the Seahawks in this
one. Going Seahawks for sure.
Okay. So we're going Seahawks. Seahawks, incidentally, in the latest ESPN, they do these polls or the power rankings. Right now, Seattle is the number 1 team in the NFL via the ESPN's power rankings. Sometimes you see that stuff, and it's hard to play when you feel like everybody thinks you're the best team in the league. So we'll see how they deal with prosperity. So Seahawks I think they're 0-3 at home, so maybe they get their first home win here. We both got the Seahawks. Okay. 325. We got the wow. Did I leave that in there? I think I did. I left that in there. Okay. That disregard that Lex one up there. You got the Rams. I got the Lions at actually no, that's right. The Lions and the Commanders. That's right. I was tripping. You got the Detroit Lions traveling to the DC to take on the Washington Commanders. Commanders will be without Jaden Daniels, be without Terry McLaurin. Detroit Lions coming off their loss against the Vikings will be looking to get some get back. I got the Lions. I don't see no way that the Commanders can stay with them. Lions smell blood and they're going to win this game. I got the Lions. Okay. You with me here? There we go. See?
You good? You ready for my pick?
Okay. Yeah. I got. Yeah. I'm ready for you.
Okay. I got the Lions for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Care to elaborate, or they're just Lions? I just think they're just better. It is better, and sometimes you don't need a team just better. We just go with that. Lions are just better. Like I said, I think they got a little egg on their face from last week, and I think they'll be looking to get back in the win column. So we both got the Lions here. There's no fight here on this one. So, all right, and then okay, then you got the last 325 game. You got the L.A. Rams traveling to San Francisco to take on the 49ers. Rams are favored by 4.5. I feel like the Rams will be trying to get back in the win column. Not to say that they just lost, but I do know they lost to they only have 2 losses. They lost to the Eagles and they lost to the 49ers. Okay, and I think that they really feel like they had that game in the bag about a month ago against the 49ers. I think McVay made a couple of calls that he would probably love to have back in terms of play calls in certain situations and using certain personnel in certain situations. I think he would love to have that back. And I think he gets an opportunity here. 49ers are rife with injuries. Williams, their promising defensive lineman from Georgia, is out for the season. To go with Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, Purdy. Of course, Mac Jones is doing just as well as Brock Purdy would have done. I got the Rams because I just think the Rams are the better team right now. But I think if the 49ers had their full complement of players, I think this would be a very compelling game. But I got the Rams in this
one. Rams, they need to get some get back, and they will, in my opinion.
I think they will get some get back, man. I think they will get some get back in this game. Although Kyle Shanahan has kind of had his way with McVay, that's a thing. I think he's only beaten him like twice, and all the many times they're in the same division. So, they play each other twice a season, so I'll definitely be watching for that. So, all right, so we got the Sunday night game. And it seems like the Steelers are on Sunday night like every other week or something. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to L.A. SoFi Stadium to take on the L.A. Chargers. I was about to say the L.A. Clippers. What the heck was I thinking about? The L.A. Chargers, okay? I think the Chargers were on a bye last week, and the Steelers beat the Colts last week. And I think this is a toss-up. I think anybody could win this game. I think this is a matchup of 2 good teams. I got 4 stars by this game. I think both teams are like 5-3, or something to that nature. And I think it'll be a very good game. Justin Herbert and Johnston and Lad McConkey, and now they're gonna have to figure out who's running the ball for them. All their running backs seem to be on IR, but for some reason I think the Chargers will win this game because I just think I think that they know that they got to keep winning this to keep pace with the Broncos, who seems to be running away with the division. They're 8-2, so they got to keep pace. So and they've beaten the Broncos earlier this season. They're one of the 2 losses that the Broncos have. So I got the Chargers winning this game. Steelers could win this game. No, I'm not disparaging the Steelers at all. They're they picked up Kyle Duggar. They're starting to figure some stuff out. But I'm gonna take the Chargers, and I think I'm gonna get a pushback here. So I'm ready for it. Whenever he's ready to start.
I'm definitely pushback. It is. I saw from them last week. So, yeah. Yep. I like what the Steelers have.
Yeah, they played well last week.
Yeah. I think they'll
they
build on that.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. Yeah, Steelers did play well last week. Now they were coming off of a back-to-back losses. They lost to the Bengals and lost to the Packers in back-to-back weeks. It didn't look that great in the Packers game, especially in the second half. But they came in ready to play as a Mike Tomlin team usually is. And he's like, all right, guys, what the heck is we doing here? He's one of them kind of coaches. What is we doing? And guys get right, I don't want to get on the wrong side of Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin don't play that. So, yeah. But I'm going to take the Chargers in this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers found a way to win this one. So we're going to fight on that one, and that makes for a better show when we fight. So we fight. All right, Monday night, the Monday night game of the week. You got and I got 5 stars by this one. Okay. You got the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers. The Eagles were on a bye last week, and the Packers were coming off of a loss to the Panthers at the whistle, field goal at the whistle. I think it was 16-13, if I'm not mistaken. One of the things about the Packers, and I know they got Micah and they, defense is good and all this stuff, but somehow the offenses just can't seem to get going, because a couple of their losses to the Browns, I think they scored like 15 points. And I think against the Panthers, they only scored like 13 points, against the Cardinals. I mean, they had to rally in the fourth quarter. They had like maybe 13 points in the fourth quarter and had to rally. I think they got a couple of turnovers in the fourth quarter that allowed them to do that. So offensively, they kind of, Jordan Love and them receivers and Josh Jacobs. I don't know. Something's not seemed to be jiving there. So, and then they got Tucker Kraft that's out for the season. I'm going to take the Packers because they're at home. They're favored by 1.5. But I would not be surprised if the Eagles found a way to win this one because I think they got all their complement of players. And they've had their question marks too. But I don't know, man. Something's just with the Packers just ain't quite where it is. But I'm gonna pick them because they're at home, and I just don't see them losing 2 in a row. I'm gonna take the Packers, but I'm not real solid with this pick.
All right. Well, I'll take the Eagles.
Okay. Anything you looking to see from the Eagles that you want to the AJ Brown stuff is good. They didn't trade him as it was reported. They said he's too valuable to trade, and I'm like, no dip. Hey, of course he's too valuable to trade. I mean, what you doing? AJ Browns don't fall off of trees. What y'all doing? Although I would have hoped they would have traded him, but that's just me and my personal thing. But anyway, so we fighting on that one. So I'm gonna go get the we fighting on that one. So he's got the Eagles, and I got the Packers. Okay, and we always pick. So that we have the full slate of games. We never really get to pick the Thursday game in real time because it's during the week. So we pick that next week's Thursday game and add it to this week's games to kind of make it kind of balance out. So you got and I don't know how good a game this is going to be. You got the New York Jets traveling to Foxborough, take on the New England Patriots. I got the Patriots. That does need to be said on that one. Jets are in free fall. Jets looking for cashing in these picks. They ain't looking to do nothing. So I got the Patriots. Patriots. And they're going to be looking to get some good back after that butt kicking they get from the Buccaneers on Sunday. So, yeah, they'll be ready to get back in the win column. So, anyway, man, those are our picks. But, hold up. There's more. We got a bonus pick. Okay? We got a bonus pick. Every now and then we'll delve into college football a little bit on our picks. Now, when the season wanes down and the NFL season wanes down to the playoffs, we have picked the college football playoff in college too. So, we did that, and we added that to our pick'em last year, and I thought that went over well. So every now and then throughout the season, if I find that there's a game in college ranks that's compelling, I'll add that to our slate of games. So you got the LSU Tigers traveling to Tuscaloosa to take on the Alabama Crimson Tide. Everybody knows I bleed crimson and white, just like I bleed blue and silver. Right? Everybody knows that. That's me. That's the way I rolls with the Tide and I rolls with the Cowboys. So very seldom am I going against them. The LSU's got some things going against them because they just fired their coach, Brian Kelly, and then the governor came in and decided that he was going to fire the AD and put his own AD in place. LSU got some problems going on, okay? So will that team rally, maybe us against the world, and go to Tuscaloosa to beat my Crimson Tide? I don't think so. Roll Tide, baby, all day long. Alabama 31, LSU 27. Wait on you.
Alabama, easy.
You going with Bama? I don't know how easy it's going to be, but I just don't see. Uh-oh, I got somebody. Hey, I got a comment from. I got to start getting these in real time. I got a comment from Quan. He says he figured Ben Johnson would get the Bears right in time, and yeah, I am with you there, Quan. They were a little shaky getting out the stops, out the block. With 0-2, but they've won I think 5 of the next 6 games or whatever. But and I'm getting an echo here some kind of way. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I appreciate your comment. Appreciate you rocking with us this morning on the show, this afternoon, I should say. Usually we do it in the morning, so I'm kind of thrown off a little bit. But appreciate you rocking with us today. We try to keep these on schedule, so keep rocking with us. We'll try to do these every Saturday mornings, and then and keep the comments coming, man. And things we can do better. Yeah, let us know things you'd like to see us cover. Hey, man. We like to hear that, man. Appreciate your comment. But anyway, this is our show for the week, man. And as we always say, enjoy your football Sundays because before you know it, they're gonna be gone, and there won't be any more Sundays, and you'll be wishing they were back. So enjoy your football Sundays. The weather gets cold, fall comes in. That's the best time to watch. Best time. TK, anything in closing, my man?
Happy football Sundays, everyone.
Happy football Sundays, man. Y'all take care. I'll be remiss if I didn't mention our RIP Marshawn Nealon, Cowboy defensive lineman, died tragically on Thursday morning. Um, and NFL across the NFL saddened by that. So definitely want to put that in there because we're definitely saddened by that. Anyway, we'll catch you guys on the next week. God bless. Catch you on the next video.